Everybody, it's Melissa from Buckeye Girls Reason Things. I'm doing a floral wreath today, a patriotic floral wreath. And first I'm going to start by making a pro bow for that wreath. I take the ribbon and I pinch it right here, wrap the wire around, then I slide the ribbon up here and wrap it around this peg and down around the little nail. The bows I like to do I use double 1.5 inch ribbon on the first 4 pegs. And then 2.5 inch on the last pegs. I'm going to be teaching how to do a simple grapevine floral wreath using a garland, which the garland can be of your choice that matches your decor. But it's an easy, simple wreath, and sometimes you can get your garlands very inexpensively. A lot more inexpensive than multiple florals that you would need to make the same wreath. For example, the garland that I'm going to be using today, I bought it 50% off, then another 25% off. Okay, now I'm going to put this up here, and this is going to be my next 2 ribbons, and both are dovetail. And I'm going to put those up there too. Pinch the ribbon in the center, unwrap this peg, and unwrap this one. Pull this tight and twist. If you don't have the Pro Bow, you can easily use the Easy Bow Maker, the Bowdabra, or any other bow maker or hand bow you choose. This just happens to be the bow maker of my bow maker of choice today. Pinch and twist. untwist the peg down below. Untwist this peg, and I'm going to add a helper wire to make sure your bow's tight. And so you have enough room to get this through the grapevine. I'm going to dovetail the ends. Then I'll grab my fluff box. I'll fluff out my bow. Wrap it around, and I'm going to fluff out my bow. You want to okay, I went the wrong direction. I want to do every other one in a different direction. I'm pulling each one of these out in a different direction to try to get so your ribbon aren't all the same color on the same place. Here's our bow. Very patriotic. And we're using a grapevine wreath. Okay, we will add our bow. And I used a black pipe cleaner, not a red, white, or blue one, so it blends in more to the grapevine wreath and don't stand out. And I don't wrap it around the grapevine wreath through, because then your pipe cleaner will show, which it doesn't look as good when your pipe cleaner shows. The fun part is weeding it down through the grapevine. This is always the fun part. So it comes out the other side. Because normally you're like me and you only have one that comes out and the other one doesn't want to come out. These leaves, the best thing to do is, I like to take them out and bang them to try to get some of these leaves out. Or you can take a knife and go in there and clean them out too, either one. Okay, here's our garland we're going to start with, and I'm going to show you a few different ways you can do this before I do it. First of all, you can start and have the bow here, and you could add a sign, and you could wrap your garland up to that sign and have it like this, and then have your sign, cut it off, and then wrap more up here. Or you could do a bow and just do a little bit here and a little bit here. Or you could do a bow here and you could add a smaller bow over there and do half and half. But this time I'm going to wrap it all the way around. This garland is going to be our main greenery, and of course it does have the red flowers, and then we're going to add to it. And of course you also have enough for another wreath there, that you could do another half of a wreath. You could do a wreath that the greenery goes halfway around. I'm going to take little tiny pipe, little tiny zip ties, and I'm going to zip tie this onto our wreath frame. And we will be covering these zip ties up with other florals, so don't worry about too much about it showing, because they're going to be covered up. The biggest thing with this wreath is is making sure all your florals goes the same direction and not multiple directions, because then it looks really odd. And this is really kind of wonky, so this is gonna go. here's some of the flowers I chose. I'm going to have some navy blue. May start out with a white. I like that white. I'll do these. Just cutting every individual stem off while we wait for my glue gun to heat, my glue pot to heat up. And make sure you take your tags off. I like to put my tags in a pile so I know what I got into the wreath. I like to stack my stems of whatever in piles of like together, so I know how many stems of each I have. I like these, but I didn't like the big leaves at the bottom. I'm gonna just cut off those so I don't have those on my wreath because they're a little too big for this project. I'm used to doing Facebook Live, so during this tutorial I keep finding myself looking up to try to find the comments. That's hilarious. Now I'm going to cut the blue stems. I can always recut if I need them shorter, but they'll be off the main stem. Pull this off. I don't know whether I'll use it, but oh, and don't forget to take your tags off, like I just did. I thought these navy blue mums were really pretty, and it'll be really pretty in this Patriotic wreath. I'm still waiting for my hot glue to melt in my glue skillet, so I'll just use my glue gun until then. Just doing zigzag patterns and adding the white. Ooh, that glue is hot, girl. Now, that glue is hot. And you want to spread it out a little bit. And you want it all to lay the same direction. And your little red flowers, you want them to be poking out too, because you don't want to hide those. Okay, now we're going to add some more red. Because we have a little red, but let's add another little more pop of red. And when you make these wreaths, you can go as elaborate and a ton of flowers, or you can go as simple and as least amount of flower and minimalist as you want to. It depends on your budget, your style, and your creativity. It has nothing to do with how I say to do it. It's how you want to do it, because it's your design when you're doing it. I put these in kind of an angle, and you want them all to be laid in the same direction. You don't want to put one flower, well, flowers like you'd be going flowers all the way around like this, and then lay this one this way. It just wouldn't look as good, see? You want them all to be laying in the same direction. And with this, you don't have to worry too much about odd numbers, because each one of these stems has multiple flowers on it. And they're more of a filler flower. Add this extra one right here. And you'll have tons of glue strings and spider webs and all that. Now we're going to add the navy blue. I'm just placing these. To see how many I actually have. Okay, that was just an idea of where I could place, and so I can go from there. But of course, it's not short enough. Still needs trim more. Okay. I now have these little tiny baby daisies that I'm going to add in. Just to add a little bit more white in. And I have a couple pieces of greenery, and there's a couple spots that, I don't know, it looks like there's might be a little empty space. So I'm gonna go, I went back and put the piece of greenery there. Basically, when you look for plants for a wreath like this, you want to look for the filler flower and not the great big flowers, because you want it really whimsical. You want it to look like it's just the filler and not the great big flowers like you. To me, I describe this wreath as more of a country English garden wreath, because all these things are little flowers that would grow in your garden. And you want it to look like it's just that, growing in your garden. I mean, I have some huge poppies. They're absolutely beautiful. But with this theme of this wreath, they just don't go. Yet, if I added something like this in, it would go. Or even this. Even these. You want small flowers. You could even do, if you decided to, something like this and do white daisies. I hear the natives are restless out there. I hear my crazy puppies playing and fighting, I think. My kids are fighting out there. My furry kids are fighting. I'm just adding an extra pop of white. even take ribbon and do ribbon through it in loops if you wanted to. Or even do some just little ties of ribbon here and there if you wanted to do that. Or whatever. I may actually do a couple loops of ribbon here and there just to give it a little more pop of the red, white, and blue. Make sure to turn off your glue gun when you're done with it. I may use my glue gun. Dang, that ruined that, didn't it? These little loops of ribbon can be used as if you were doing a big bow, you could just do a two loop bow up at the top, and then do a little flowers at the top and a little at the bottom. If you didn't want to do the full wreath and floral like I did. You want these the same way. Well, you want these two loop bows to go in the same directions as your florals. You don't want them to go in a different direction either. But this will give another pop of the red, white, and blue. Here's how I'm making them. See, this end isn't dovetailed. This end is. And I bring them down and I pinch them in the center. And then I wrap it around. And there's your 2-loop bow. And you can make your loops as big as you want. I didn't want to go real big because this is kind of a dainty, like I said, English garden type wreath. I think I need one more there. Maybe one there. Okay. Here is our wreath. Just a really whimsical, dainty English garden wreath. With the base of garland. which is very simple and easy to create. Hello. Well, here's our wreath. Very simple, easy, dainty, very beautiful wreath to hang on your door or in your home during the 4th of July or all summer long. I'm Melissa from Buckeye Girls Reason Things. If you haven't checked me out on Facebook, check out Buckeye Girls Reason Things on Facebook. If you haven't checked out all the beautiful things I create for your home, check me out on Buckeye Girl Rees on Etsy. On Etsy. I also create wedding arrangements, and I also make t-shirts. So if you would like to check me out, please visit my Etsy shop for more creations that I've created. Thank you for watching my video. Have a good day and keep on crafting. Bye.